How many original band members are in the? How is it going? What have you? Tell us about your career.
Oh Lord, my career. Do I have a career? I love just making music, sister. Starting with the band Truths and Rights. Made my first record with Truths and Rights called Acid Rain and Live Up. It's on a nice 45, used testament to that. We recorded that at the Grange. And I never stopped making records. Up to this day I make records. I could give you a history of what we did. I also have the second record we made from the band Truths and Rights called Metro Number One's Problem, and this record was made right perhaps on this street here back in the day. Features Kwame, Mojah, Iwata, Ahmed. This is Ovid, Abner Dengel, and Zola. And this is a historic record for us because at that time there weren't much reggae band in the city doing the music we did. There was Stranger Cole, who had a record store right down the street there and was a great inspiration for us. There was people like Aishan People who was also inspirational. Leroy, and so Chalawa, and so we come out from that kind of tradition of lonely reggae artists in Toronto trying to upkeep.
What year was that?
That's about between 79, 78, 79 and 82. So about 86.
Okay. So you had the band Truths and Rights and you traveled and you did music in Toronto.
Yeah. We had a great management team of Olivia Babsy Grange Walker, who had all those bands that Ovid spoke about, including Bloodfire, which means Ernie Smith.
That's right.
And so she was a pioneer in this, in trying to establish reggae in this country. She had a route set up where, hey, it took us way up into the Quebec. Okay, promoting reggae
all the way up into the Laurentian.
Yeah, Rimouski, Ajonque, Chicoutimi.
Some far places, yeah.
Some nice places. People, I mean, they didn't speak English, but they really love our music. And to tell you the truth, we didn't even have a record at that time. Okay, and it was what's that? Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah.
That got us, and then they started requesting for us over, and so then we had a following all up in the Quebecs.
Wow.
Montreal, Ottawa, Kingston. You know, that was a regular route.
How long was your band together?
Our band was together, like I said, from about, we started around 78, 79. And
78.
Yeah, and then we kind of like dissipated about 85, 86.
Yeah.
Everybody went on their own journey.
And today you're still doing music?
Yeah. Right now, Truths and Rights is kind of like starting to rekindle and get back on the scene. We've been doing some gigs. Some stuff has been posted on YouTube also. The last major gig, Irie Fest, from last year, was at 2011, July 2011. All right. And we've been doing some stuff in the community, like for Black History Month and stuff like that. Right. But we're not playing as regular as we did, because of course we are bigger fellas now. So what we do is we pick and choose the spots, right? And you know, just to make sure that we're out there in the community at least contributing and giving back, basically. And, you know, because everybody has their own life that's existed over past 30 years. So It's not like it's a part-time thing. It's just another aspect of life, but it's not as intense as it was before.
So you're working, you're doing shows sometimes.
Yeah, we're also
and
doing
coming together.
doing some recordings also. Trying to come up with some new material and taking our time with it though. It's not nothing like we're in a haste or we're to get done. Taking our time, picking and choosing our spots.
Right.
That's of course we're not competing with any of the young folks out there. We just want to enlighten them as to a little bit of their history, to see how rich they could be and how rich they actually are. And like they could go forward with it even more positive. Vibes. Basically, that's where we're at.
Nice.
The thing is, where is different now than then? Now, you could be on YouTube any moment. Any camera could take whatever activity you do and post it on YouTube. Then there was nothing to record our history.
That's right.
Other than go in a recording studio and record that history.
When we actually started, videos wasn't even a part of the music scene.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember when videos started coming. That's about it started getting popular in the early 80s, and by the time we were already branching off the family life and what various travels and all this kind of stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. So how the music scene operating nowadays, I noticed there's not even the camaraderie amongst artists like there was before. Where musician help musician, musician back musician. Now you don't have that. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there with these young, with the new generation. I don't know what makes them think they have to approach it like that, right? But it's everybody for himself, basically, and guys are not really, putting out love. It's all about what can I get out of this. It's not about what am I giving to the public. Not too many people looking at that. So maybe we could kind of like rekindle that camaraderie, that unification amongst artists, especially in the reggae community.
Right.
Well, as I said too, time has changed.
Yeah.
Remember when we started, didn't have even so much black people.
Exactly. Most of our
So
fathers,
now
yeah.
the children of all those people double up and triple up.
Right.
So they have a different attitude than us.
Exactly.
We were trying to bring the community together. Now they come up in a community.
That's right.
So it's a little bit different, but I
They
see.
face the struggles that we actually had to face,
No,
obviously.
Right.
I was telling somebody a couple of weeks ago about the difference. I remember when Wade Lawson got shot for stealing a car. A car.
Yeah.
A car. You can buy a car. You can pay off if you hit a car. Pay it off in life. But this kid got shot for stealing a car.
I remember.
That's different. No. Perhaps the community is more grounded with the system where such a thing may not happen now. And so I don't know. I just think it's different now for the youths because it's that we pave a way where they could stand on firmer ground than we had.
Exactly.
My ice green and gold hat, they could have seen me from miles away. And you know what? They tracking me down, they pulled me over to see if I had guns or weed. None of which I have. But they waste my time because I'm now going to a show which now I'm late. You know what I'm saying? So, now I see all the youth and them have dreadlocks and thing now. They flash it. No, it's different.
Yeah, it's different now.
Yeah,
it's different, but to some extent, there's still not so much awareness. I don't find that a lot of the youth maybe it's a stage, and maybe as they get older they might become a little bit more aware and a little bit more conscious as to self and community, and maybe it's youth, but I think the seniors like Al Miso should do a little bit more to make them know that we've not gotten there yet. Don't be comfortable in the space that they're in, thinking, well, everything is hunky-dory. Because when you look at the prison system, you see 96, 97% black youths. And you wonder, if all these youths was outside, what would Toronto look like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and it comes from complacency. It's come from taking for granted a lot of the struggles that the parents went through. A lot of them, the fathers never survived to see them as adults.
Right.
Because the fathers were victim of the system. Through the legal system at that too. A lot of fathers get deported, a lot of fathers get killed by said police and things. So, in this time, I would have liked what I'm doing to push a little bit more awareness in the community, so that the youths don't be so comfortable thinking everything is hunky-dory in this, computer age, where everything is at the beck and call and the fingertips. So, I want them to know that, they will experience racism even now. It's still there. Don't get comfortable with, the status quo.
And how are we gonna do that?
Well, first off, education is the key, is what I think. And they also have to seek to want to learn about, self and, not just, okay, so we heard about Martin Luther King, but they have the will to want to dig deeper, than just what they are given. And it comes from education, from the ones that go before them, like us. Okay. And we also have to be able to learn from them too, because they say out of the mouths of babe and suckling, so we gotta listen to them a lot. Because like I say, things have changed, and in their world, it's a different speed. So we really gotta listen to them and be able to, advise them, right? Because though the world has become computerized, it's still the same old world. Computer could break down anytime, and when that breaks down, when all communication cease on that level, what happens?
Old school.
Old school kicks in, right there.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, look, me personally, I'm proud of old school, brethren. You know what I'm saying? And, after going to school to understand a little bit about the technologies, pass through gramophone, 8-track, records, cassette, where we at now, CDs. There's almost doing away with CDs. Now you come MP3 or...
Well, you skip Blu-ray. I heard of Blu-ray, but Blu-ray, like, it just never really caught on, or what?
Well, that's what we're dealing with right now. So the kids and them miss all that thing, but it's still there for them to go and investigate. It's the same thing as you're saying as an elder.
Right.
There is foundation that we left.
Right.
All man like Dudley Laws and them who sacrifice so much in this city to
man
represent
like
us.
Charles Roach. Yeah, you're right.
You see, we can't forget that. And now, the point I was going to make is that it comes into the digital realm of sounds, okay? But you know what? The digital realm of song is not it. The analog realm of song is still beautiful, and up to today they can't say, well, this is better than that. You listen to a digital piece of product, it's missing all the beautiful ambience of the sound. I go to certain places and I see, the Suda machine that used to spin the 2-inch tape.
Yeah.
It's like an ornament in certain places.
It's antique.
Yeah, and in certain places they need it to get back in the ambience that is missing in the digital.
The digital is very, very lifeless.
Well, yeah, they took out all the value of it.
And the thing is, with what I find with digital, it doesn't leave a long lasting resonance. So, by the time you hear a tune within 3 or 4 days, that's it. You tend to not want to go back to listen to it again. It's wearing out its welcome pretty quick. But the other side, what do you call that?
Analog.
The analog sound, it's warm. You could put on a record from the 60s, from the 70s, and trust me,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. You get the ambience with it. You get feeling with it. I don't know, digital as well.
Well, just to tie in the two things is this is exactly what I feel about the youths and them. So there is history there of sounds,
Right,
as well as history of what we as a people did in this culture.
Social behavior.
Yes. Okay. And so just to tie in these two, it is good that we did that so that the youths have a platform they could look back to. Okay. And so it's just we gotta continue doing what we're doing and lay down that foundation so that in time they would go back and see what is good, make their own judgments about it.
Their own call, right?
You know what I mean? Because nothing has changed. Yeah. Nothing ain't really changed. Yeah, the names of things have changed. You might get a little technical about it, but you know what?
It's the same old song.
It's the same old song. And so, I say we as elders should just continue and doing what we did, and someday they would see the light in what we did. I'm sure about that, because right now we have MP3 generation. MP3 generation. They don't know much about hardcore wave or analog tones. Eventually they're gonna say, well, wait a minute, we're not hearing this and that. Why? And then they will go back and see. Same as our history and culture.
True.
God bless.
Mojah, I know you've done an album. Do you have it here?
I did an album.
The next album there?
This is what, almost 20 years or more old. It's called Broken Arrow. Amazing reggae album. One of my proudest work. And this is when Ovid said everybody dispersed and did their own thing. At that point, 83, 84, I did this back down I started it in 89. Finished it in 90. And this is one of my proudest work to date. And so, after this, I continue to make the music that I love so much. As Obi was saying, like, this thing here is something that we has to leave for our children or our people's sake. The things that we have learned in life, it is of value. And it is important to leave that for the next generation so that they can follow, or they have a foundation in which to go upon. Same as what we met here from the earlier groups.
The ones that went before.
And Crackerdawn came to mind. Yeah.
You're not talking about that, I spoke to even last week Friday, Carl Otway.
Wow.
He was in the studio at the time, played some tracks to me over the phone. Say he want me to come and do some voice.
It's beautiful.
So, and he is very much interested in rekindling Crack of Dawn.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be magical.
Right. So
that would be magical. The old ideas never go away. Never ever go away. And
I talked to Johnny Osborne around Christmas time too. He was in Brooklyn, and somebody at some show we was at called him on the phone.
Right.
And we talked.
Wicked.
And I think he probably have some kind of difficulty with immigration because you must see their papers run.
Right,
So
right.
in terms of they probably working on some stuff
To come back here to do some
yeah,
work.
yeah,
Well,
but
no, the time is right, you know.
time is right. I see Leroy's back. Leroy, I think he's back too. So, you know.
The time is right.
Yeah, even Leroy Gibbons, all these people.
The thing is like this, okay? When we started, there wasn't too much of foundation that we could have gone on. There was some.
There was
But
much.
now, all the people that went through that is in a position to do for the youths.
For the youths, right?
Okay.
So now it's the
either engineering or have their own personal studio, so it's a less of a hassle.
Help them with management,
yeah, help them
artist
with
development,
exactly
stuff like that, you know.
So it's a better system, and the music industry has changed where like no longer people really need management or big company to back them, you know, like everything is on iTunes.
Mojah, I remember the community center, you did a lot of things with the youth and got grants, and a lot of youths are still working on those projects, including myself. What do you have to say before this is
well,
last
you
question?
know, that project is great. It's inspiring for me. About a month ago, one of the kids from the center, Uzi, contacted me on the MySpace, and I was surprised, man. The guy remember me. He can't praise me enough, but I'm proud of him because he's one of the kids that cut through and stay a musician. And I'm proud because he's telling me, hey Mojah, it's because of you. You encourage me and tell me all of this stuff. And now my music is big in Atlanta, big in the Caribbean. And I mean, what could I say? That's what I wanted, and it happened. So
that program was a success.
It was a success, and you know what? You know who turned me on to it was Lillian Allen. She was leaving, and she thought, well, that I could have continued and it worked out really well. I'm so proud of Uzi and you, okay, Sister Abai.
Thank you, Mojah.
You know,
that's probably where you know from.
Yeah, from the
community center and
yeah.
Davenport
Perk. That was
did a great project. What we're living for.
Great.
I passed through. I passed through there a couple times.
Yeah. We did a production called Showdown. Amazing production. I mean, it's on 2-inch tape. We probably will have to get that baked and try to see what we could do with it now. I mean, it's always interesting to go back and look at work you do 20, 30 years ago.
Wow.
Very, very interesting. I mean, even back then it was strong. So I could imagine this is going to raise pores on my body just thinking about that. You know, Uzi did ask me about that. And so something may happen with it where we could go and try to remix, edit, see what we get from it.
What about what are you working on right now?
I just finished a CD for my 40 years of living in Canada. It's 7-song CD, and it kind of encompass.
It's called Blue Basin Project.
Yeah, the Blue Basin Project, and it encompass the body of my work I did in this country. It's a one-time CD, limited edition, and so anybody other than being in that concert hall where I had the 40 celebration could contact me through Facebook, Mojah, Facebook.
Can you spell that, please?
Mojah, Mojah, Mohjah, and at Facebook you could get the CD if they so desire.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are you doing today?
Today? Oh, I have a number of family issues that I have to. You talking about today?
No, what are you doing?
Generally speaking?
Yeah.
Oh, right now I'm recording some new Truths and Rights material. Basically, that's what is being done at present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you both for coming today, and congratulations being the foundation and continuing your work.
Thank you very, very much.
Thanks for having us, Rasta Media. God bless Rasta Media.
Last year I live.
Ever living.
Give thanks.
For sure.
All right.
Love to Rasta Media. Peace and love.
Blessed love.
Truths and Rights.
God bless Truths and Rights.
Sure, give thanks.
Last year.
Sure, all right.
Celebrity style, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll see you again.
Okay.
Give thanks.
Ciao.
Okay.
Celebrate your part.
How many original band members